Hey guys, welcome back to PristineZReads. Today I'm going to be reviewing The Captive Maiden by Melanie Dickerson, the fourth book in the Hagenheim series. So this is the super spoiler version. If you would like no spoilers, please see my no spoiler video. That being said, let's jump straight into the summary. So this book is a retelling of the Cinderella story, and it follows the oldest son of the Duke and Duchess of Hagenheim, Valten. Valten is a courageous warrior with a gruff exterior, but he has a desire to settle down from his life as a jousting knight and competing in tournaments all around Europe. So he and his parents agreed that after this last tournament that they're hosting in Hagenheim, then he will start settling down. So while Valten is in the marketplace of Hagenheim, he meets this young woman, and after seeing her nearly get molested by his rival Friedrich Ruxner, he rescues her and then escorts her on the marketplace as she runs her various errands. He finally musters up the courage to ask her her name and finds out that she's Gisela. Gisela is a young orphaned servant that is staying with her cruel stepmother and her two mean stepsisters, Irma and Conso. So Valten invites Gisela to be his special guest at the tournament the next day, and Gisela accepts, but then she has to go home with her stepmother, and her stepmother, Euphemia, forbids Gisela from going to the tournament the next day. However, the next day after her stepmother and stepsisters have left, Gisela sneaks out with the help of her neighbor and makes it to the tournament on time. Valten meets Gisela at the tournament, and after saving her again from Friedrich Ruxner, he asks her if he can wear her colors, and she says yes, not expecting that his attraction to her will last after he finds out that she is a poor orphaned servant. Valten proceeds to win all the events of the tournament's first day, and then names Gisela as his Queen of Beauty and Love, which came as a privilege of winning the tournament. Gisela enjoys the rest of the 3-day tournament as the queen, but she has to go home with her stepmother on the second day, and her stepmother is acting all nice to her when the next morning she shuts Gisela up in her room and leaves for the last day of the tournament and the ball with her stepsisters. So Gisela is locked up in her room, but manages to escape, enlisting the help of a servant boy, and not a moment too soon, as her stepmother has told her that she would go to the ball and tell Valten that she ran off to marry another man. And her stepmother, Euphemia, has also sold her to Friedrich Ruxner, of all people, and apparently Ruxner would come to take Gisela away back to his home to be his slave, but Gisela escapes just in time and makes it to the ball. She has a wonderful time dancing with Valten and enjoys herself so much, and Valten has her stepmother thrown into the dungeon because of her mistreatment of Gisela. However, Gisela's stepsisters lure her away from the ball and Valten, and Friedrich Ruxner captures her and without Valten knowing, and brings her away from Hagenheim and towards Bruchen, where he lives. So Valten is enraged when he figures out Friedrich Ruxner stole Gisela, and immediately sets out after them. However, Friedrich Ruxner captures Valten along and holds him captive with Gisela, but they escape and he captures them again, and then this time he only wants to hold Gisela while he'll let Valten go free, as he wants to force Gisela to marry him. But Gisela does not want to, as she loves Valten and not Friedrich Ruxner. So Ruxner tries to force her to marry him and tries to force the priest to marry them together, but when the priest asks the people watching if they have any objections to their marriage, one of them says that they know that their mothers were sisters, therefore they are cousins and they cannot be married. So pandemonium ensues, and Friedrich throws her into a jail cell with Walton, but they both escape together, and a army from Hagenheim had caught up with them, and they defeated Friedrich Ruxner and his men, and Gisela and Walton went back to the castle, got married, and had a wonderful happily ever after. The end of the summary, that is. Next, I'm going to give you the morals of this book. First up, Christian beliefs / other worldviews. Again, I love how Melanie Dickerson makes the characters in her books apply faith to real life in so many good ways. For example, when Walton was chasing Gisela, he had to ask God for the strength and the wisdom to find her, and also another character in the book, Friar Daniel, he gave this advice to Walton and Gisela after they ran away from Ruxner, and he gave them some really good advice about letting God take their weaknesses and turn them into strengths, and I love that a lot, and it was really applicable. Otherwise, I found no other prominent worldviews here. Now, for foul language, I did not find any foul language in this book. Nothing of concern. So yeah. Next up is violence. Again, Walton is a knight that jousts a lot in the tournament and just generally, but there wasn't super, I mean, Melanie Dickerson did give some pretty good detail of the jousting in the tournament, but it wasn't like too bloody or gory. Walton broke his hand, and he received a few wounds while they were being captured by Friedrich Ruxner, but otherwise there was nothing super gory or bloody. Now, as for romance, there was nothing inappropriate. Walton and Gisela kissed and embraced a few times, but yeah, this book continues to remain clean. And as for alcohol, Gisela tries spiced wine for the first time at the ball, but she didn't know it was wine, and she didn't get drunk, so I didn't find that to be too huge of a deal. Next is my rating and recommended age level. I'm gonna be proud again to rate this 4.5 stars. The only thing that is keeping me from rating these books a full 5 stars is that I continue to think that the storyline could have been developed a little bit more, but that's a really minor thing. So I'm gonna say my recommended age level would be 13 to 14, but again, parents, please use discretion based on your child's age level and maturity. Again, I love these books so much, can't wait to review the rest of the series, and again, links to this book in the description. Thanks guys for watching, bye!